Welcome to Decker Tech. Today's deck is Goblins Come and Go, or just Come and Go as we call it. If you want to check out the deck list, there's a link to it in the description. This deck is all about making a bunch of little tokens, leveraging them for damage from their entering the battlefield and exiting the battlefield. Sometimes we make mistakes by not remembering to plan around the board wipes optimally because we know they're coming and we have ways to leverage our situation for that. Now this hand is a hand. Now, double temple means double scry. We have all our colors. We have a light of the stage, so we do have card draw, even if it's slow card draw that we do on turn 3, and we have interactions. We're going to keep, because the hand could be a lot worse. Especially in a 3-color deck, having 3 colors is a big deal. And any lands just go bye-bye. That's a land. That goes bye-bye. And if we give them the chance, we'll probably just temple again. No reason to hold up the Scorching Dragonfire, especially if our opponent is playing tap lands too. Wow, there's a lot of lands. The first 3 cards were lands. It's not what you want to see when we kept a risky hand. So the question is, do we play the Cruel Celebrant and wait a turn on the light up the stage so that we can play a land from it? Maybe. We can also, the Cruel Celebrant might be able to get us to do this light up the stage for cheap, yeah. Okay, Simic, let's see what they got. They could be mainboarding in Mystical Dispute, and I really want this light up the stage to resolve. It does play around a quench. I just really want this light of the stage to resolve, so I think we will play the Castle Lochthwain and do the light of the stage. So if it's double land, that's okay. We just don't want to hit a Mystical Dispute. Okay, now which one do we want him to counter? Let's go with the Krenko, because Chandra kills her tokens. So we did play around the dispute correctly. That makes me really happy to know that we did. See, counter it unless they pay 3. So we need to play around a quench at this point. Could be flashing in a ambusher. So yeah, leaving up Dragonfire mana. Frilled Mystic, resolve. Simic Flash, huh? Been a while since we've seen this bad boy. Question is, do I blow up the Frilled Mystic? Sure, why not? Okay, so Agonizing Remorses come in against this opponent's deck. Duresses come in against this deck. There's a lot of little things we can do for Game 2 and Game 3 to make this a smoother operator. So we can play a Cruel Celebrant and draw a card, or we can play 2 Cruel Celebrants. I think it's play 2 Cruel Celebrants. And we're not going to play into a ambusher. We're not going to swing into an ambusher, I don't think. Okay. Just doesn't want me playing magic, or he wants to surveil. Like, either that means he's got a lot of counter spells. We could play around a quench by shocking. I think that's good to do. And he doesn't have ambusher mana anymore, so swingsies insies. Okay, we could swing first, Krenko later. Seems good to me. But he could have the ambusher now. So swinging now plays around a Frilled Mystic. Not swinging at all plays around an ambusher. Either way, I think we play Krenko. So we play Krenko, see if it resolves. Either way, probably shock in the Foundry and draw a card. Okay, and then here comes the counterspell. Unless we pay 4. So, look at what we did. 1, 2, 3. We could have resolved that. Isn't that awkward? It's okay, we got rid of a counterspell. That's always good to see. Goose. Wasn't expecting a goose in the Simic Flash deck. Okay, looks like our opponent is mostly out of gas. If he swings with a Cutthroat, I'm fine double Celebranting. I would like to draw a card. Thank you. So, I think we don't worry about getting in for damage with these Chicky-Doos. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Question is, do we want to hold up extra mana for... Because we want to ditch our hand, as much of our hand as possible, and then draw a card, is what I'm looking to do. And to do so, I want to limit the amount of damage I take and the most mana I have open. So I think we'll Tribunal. It'll ask us to pay, and we'll pay with these 2 chicks. Yep, and then auto-tap the rest of it for us, which is okay. I would have rather had 2 white. Okay, so our opponent does appear to be on empty. We could sprint to just take 1 less damage. But we're fine with how it is. Because if we get a Krenko, we want to be able to sprint him. We are 2 out of our 4 Krenkos already, though. Alright, we want our opponent to say double bottom. 2 on the bottom. Don't keep anything on top. That's better. Thank you. We're fine holding up a spell in our hand to represent having something to do so that our opponent has to think more, because they're a Simic Flash deck, you know? Sometimes it is what it is. Okay, so do we need to tap appropriately? This is fine. Did he find a counterspell? He did indeed. Resolve. Wasn't very nice of him to top deck that. So Samut Sprint does not represent our Celebrants surviving, but it does trade, and I don't know if we want to trade. So I think we play the Sprint just to not lose a life. No, we're still in okay life territory. Okay, glad we're keeping the Sprint. The Goose does mean he's more resilient to damage, because he can gain a lot of life. Okay, he's going to scry on upkeep. We want to see 2 bottom, because we don't like to see counter spells. Agonizing Remorse is a lot better than Duress against this deck, because he has a counter spell in the form of a creature. So, 2 bottom. 2 bottom! Okay, 1 top. That's not what we wanted to see. Is it a 3-mana counter spell? Probably. Okay. What you got? Will I double block? Yes, I will. Do. Gain us a little back life. Me turn. So it's given a priority because of the Goose, amongst other things. So I don't think tribunaling the Goose is worth it for us, even though I would like to pull out the counter spell. So we're just going to try for the Krenko. We're going to try for the Sprint. We're going to make sure it taps better. Please don't have anything. You top decked that card. Like, you chose that card. So I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. Okay. What you got? Night Pack Ambusher? We got blockers for it all of a sudden. Cutthroat. Resolve. Okay. Kill our little Celebrant. Okay, I think we're fine drawing a card at this point. We didn't have enough mana open to drawing a sprint. It would have saved it, so it doesn't matter. We're still drawing a card on our turn in case it's a land. Because we'd like to play it if it is. Okay, 0 bottom. I mean 0 top. 2 bottom. 2 bottom. Don't hear what I said earlier. 1 top. Okay. So picked his draw. It can't be an ambusher. It can't be a frilled mystic. So I think we're just fine. Do we draw a card first? We play a card out, and then maybe draw a card. In case we get some sort of combat trick or a corpse knight or something like that. Swingsies! What you got? Yeah. I can't kill it right now, but I can kill it after the fact. Doo-doo-doo. So, if we had an instant speed Conclave Tribunal, that'd be great, because the whole, our goblins can turn into mana. But we got better game 1, game 2. So, Agonizing Remorses, instant speed creature removal. Agonizing Remorses. This hits the Cutthroat, but nothing else. D-Spark hits the Ambushers and the Frilled Mystics, which are both very deadly to us. Being able to kill the Scorching Dragonfire only kills the Ambusher. Oh, not the Ambusher, the Scavenger or whatever. Is it Ambusher? Not Ambusher. I'm getting my words mixed up. The Brineborn Cutthroat. That's one. The Cutthroat. So Dragonfire can hit the Cutthroat. And we like that better than Legion's End for the Cutthroat. But the problem is, or do we? Because Legion's End can hit it all the time. Scorching Dragonfire only hits it until a certain point. Problem is, Scorching Dragonfire is instant, Legion's End is not. So, what do we need to get rid of? I think D-Spark hits enough to come in, but maybe it doesn't. Elspeth Conquers Death hits enough, just like D-Spark. It's a little harder on the mana base. It is a valuable card to have. So what are we looking to get rid of? Midnight Reapers don't trade well with Ambusher, and they don't threaten his board. They do get us some cards back, but not if he counterspells. So, I mean, most of his time is going to be spent counterspelling, not otherwise. Maybe go down the sprints, because he doesn't have bounce spells. Sprints do make it so that we can trade if needed with the Krenko. But he is on the play, so I don't see us sprinting in. I see us just playing Mercy to his Control Magic and Instant Speed. So I need to get rid of one non-instant speed removal. We'll go down 1 Conclave. Yeah. Go up a Legion's End, down a Scorching. Because I do think his Cutthroat might get out of range of our Scorching. Alright. 2 lands. Okay, yep, 2 lands. That was me wishing for something, and I got it. We can't do a turn 1 duress, but we can do it. Pardon me. Pardon me, still got that tickle in my throat. I do have a turn 2 agonizing. And I think we go straight into the agonizing. We'll see. If we had instant speed interaction, that might be a different story. Yes, we want lands. Goose. 1 mana interaction, he says. He can go to a 4 mana spell next turn, so we do have to Agonizing Remorse to make sure that he does not have a Ambusher for next turn. Okay, he's got an Ambusher and a Nissa. Ambusher is the one he can play soon. Nissa not so much. We don't have an answer for Nissa, but we also don't have an answer for Nightpack Ambusher, so it's the Ambusher. Oh, we have an answer for Nissa. It's Duress. Silly me. So, Shock Season land, because we're going to do Duress and Corpse Knight. Get rid of a Nissa. Unless he found a counterspell? Okay. Yep. What did he bring Return of Nature in? Oh, for our Conclave Tribunals. So it's a good thing we're down on those. Maybe we can go down even more if we go to a game 3. Okay, red spells he has problems with his Aether Gust. So swings these in first and try a light up the stage and then a light up the stage? Okay. Because he doesn't have any successful blocks. Now we can light up the stage and he'll gust it. We'll put it on top. Okay, no. So, do we want Chandra? Or do we just want to light up the stage some more? I think we're fine lighting up the stage some more. Because I think card advantage is a good way to get through some counterspells. Bam. We can light up the stage one more time if we really wanted to. I don't know if that helps us at this point, so I think we're fine ending here. Brazen Borrower does represent 3 in the air each turn, which could be very dangerous. So we need to find some sort of life gain and need to stop hurting ourselves. Or we just need to get really aggressive here soon. Because 5-turn timer from him and a 9-turn timer the other direction. Well, even worse than that because he's got food and geese, so I need to just start dumping spells on the board. So he knows about the Chandra, so we definitely play the Chandra. And we tap our castle because we wish the auto tapper would be a little smarter sometimes. Yeah. Aether Gust this. Do we put it on top? Probably. Okay, and Corpse Knight will block given the chance. So we can take action, put it on top, and then light up the stage to exile it again. I think that's fine. Oh, I say light up the stage, but I forgot that we didn't do any damage. I was thinking for some reason we had damage on him. So if we swing in, he's not going to block. He'll take the damage. We'll light up the stage, but I really think we need to stay back as a blocker here soon. 3 damage cuts us down 1 turn. Lighting up the stage doesn't do much for us. Leave her on top, that's fine. She also allows us to cast Duresses and Agonizing Remorses. So the question is that worth it to us? We want red here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's fine. Do you have a 2-mana counterspell? No, you just have Nature's Return. Okay. So do we double block the Brineborn? We have to, because we shocked ourselves. I'm an idiot. Note to self, look at your life total when you start shocking yourself. I could have just blocked with the Corpse Knight and left the Krenko. I should have... Problem is we have no answer for the Borrower, so we have to light up the stage digging for an answer. That did not keep white mana for us, so this is a problem. Okay, so that's a Krenko and a Temple. Okay, and that's game. Alright, us on the play. Us not making silly mistakes like shocking ourselves. Or casting into things. Keeping Chandra on top probably wasn't the right answer. I think Chandra might still stay in, but at the same time... So Legion's End does not hit the Brazen Borrowers with Scorching Dragonfire does, so there was a mistake there, I think. I think killing borrowers is going to be good for us. I think another duress is fine, because we were happy to have the duress last game. Sprint is good for Krenko. Didn't have too much card to do that. I think we can bring the conclaves all the way out. Elspeth can stay. And maybe just bring in the sprints. I don't think there's anything the Legion's End hits that we want to... Yes, I like it more for the Cutthroat than the Scorching Dragonfire, but with us trying to be the aggressor here, we don't have to worry about him getting a super big one. Oh, okay. Yeah, what did we miss? Both sprints. I didn't put both sprints in. I'm glad it gives us a warning instead of just defaulting to the deck we had prior to sideboarding, because, yeah, if you run out of your timer, it just defaults to what you had before. It doesn't keep what your changes are. Play first. We could shock for a duress. No. Temple. Yeah, this is fine. What do we want on top? Probably not lands at this point. Now, I might be fine just playing the Corpse Knight next turn and duressing the turn after. Because this opens up the plays for the Light of the Stage, amongst other things. We're just trying to open up a line of plays so that our Light of the Stage works. Okay, so he has a Cutthroat. Check. Okay, if he plays a Cutthroat and blocks the Corpse Knight, we will pump the Corpse Knight. Frilled Mystic is the boogeyman for next time. Okay, no way to get that Light of the Stage this turn. Okay. So, Frilled Mystic. Swing in the 2, have him cancel the Light of the Stage, and then play a land and play the Krenko. Seems like the way to go. Or swinging for 2, get the Light of the Stage. So, he has a counterspell. We know about it. Current board state, actually, we could let him just... Can we just wait a turn and just leave the Corpse Knight back as a blocker? Is that good for us? Probably not. But we don't want him to just counterspell it. So we want him to counterspell stuff that we have over here on the side. So, swing in first. Our life total is going to get dangerous with him having 5 damage on our next turn. Or 6 damage on his next turn. This is the one that he has to counter, otherwise bad things happen to him. Okay. He wants to save it. So we're going to lose the Krenko anyway, so trying to cast it forces the counter spell and forces the issue. Because Light of the Stage, that's going to just disappear. So it forces him to use the food this turn and have no response hopefully next turn. Okay, so 2 unknown cards. That's the danger to us. It's not 4 mana cards because otherwise he would have done the Fabled Passage. We're fine leaving blockers, or we're fine sprinting. So we don't have enough mana to sprint. Not enough mana to play Krenko, Sprint, and Remorse. So I'm tempted to Remorse. He put 1 on bottom, so he's not looking for that top card. Now might be our only opportunity to get Krenko in. So I think we're trying for Krenko, and if he has a counterspell, bad things happen to us. On top. So I would like to play the Celebrant, but at the same time, if we play it the other way around, we have enough to play Krenko, Agonizing Remorse, and Samut. So I think we need to play the land that came in from our Light of the Stage. Okay, so this Cutthroat is becoming a problem, but if we can get Krenko out resolved... do we block the Mystic is the question. Corpse Knight represents quite a bit of damage on them, but we can only take so much damage. Okay, so we do have Remorse. They may have an Ambusher to flash in as a 4/4 blocker for Krenko. So start with Remorse. Make sure we have up 2 red mana otherwise, so black here, red here. Okay. Frilled Mythic and Aether Gusts. Crap. So we can't play a red spell. Or we take 4 damage. Oh, what? Oh, it was 2 lands in his hand. Oh, that feels a lot better. Huh. I missed the... I didn't understand the interface. We were looking at his graveyard. Chandra is perfect. Because next turn we can play the Celebrant and Chandra and activate Chandra. We can even sprint if we really wanted to, instead of doing the creature portion. Okay, so he shouldn't have a way to bounce all of our creatures. I think we play the Celebrant, the Chandra first. So its question is, do we want to sprint or make tokens? Dost thou have counterspell now? Apparently not. So we can sprint to give Krenko a 5/5 and play Celebrant still, so that's good. So black, a white, and a black. Play the Celebrant. So we could gain 2 life right here. Or we can make sure that Krenko survives. And we're just sprinting. So we made that. We made it. Yay! Simic Flash, always a stressful one. Always a good one to test a new deck against, because it's a control deck that can put pressure on you. And it always tries to 2-for-1 you with its like Frilled Mystics and Wolfpack Amateurs flashing in to block one of your creatures and then begin to just wail on you afterwards. So feeling good that the deck held out against that. If you liked the video, we do videos every day, so go ahead and subscribe. If you liked it, please share with others so that we can grow the channel and kind of get some more people watching and more input on what decks to do in the future. And then we also have a Patreon that you can check that out in the description. Those are the folks that get to decide what videos and what decks we play and how the content goes from here. So have a good day, y'all. Peace.